Welcome in to New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And with every Knicks fan and everybody out there saying it's already done, Knicks are going to sign Jalen Brunson, and we don't know it's true or if it's actually going to happen. So in today's show, I want to take a look at 5 free agency targets not named Jalen Brunson, because the Knicks, they do have $17 million in cap space, and they have the ability to create much more. They can trade a guy like Alec Bruks or Nerlens Noel or Cam Reddish. They can cut Ryan Arcidiacono, or they can waive Taj Gibson, whose salary is not guaranteed this year. So I want Knicks fans to understand this right now. It is not Brunson or bust. Because look, if the Knicks sign Brunson, it's going to be LOL. The Knicks signed Brunson on Twitter. If the Knicks don't sign Brunson, it's going to be LOL. The Knicks did not sign Brunson. So let's focus on some guys that the Knicks could look at, not named Jalen Brunson. But before I give you 5 guys I think would be solid pickups by the New York Knicks and Leon Rose, I want to ask you this question. So light up the comment section. Who do you want the Knicks to sign? If you want it to be Jalen Brunson, go down and type Jalen Brunson. Maybe you want Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal. You're not getting Kyrie Irving anymore because he opted into his last year on his player option. So give me one guy you want the Knicks to sign. It can be Brunson or it can be not. Just light up the comment section for me. What about another point guard target? What about Collin Sexton of the Cleveland Cavaliers? Didn't play all that much in the 2021-2022 NBA season because he had that knee injury. But in 2020 and 2021, that was the season where he put himself on the map. He played 35 minutes per game while scoring 24.5 points per night. Also averaged almost 5 assists, shot 47.5% from the field, and 37.1% from 3. I like the bulldog mentality that Collin Sexton plays with. And with Darius Garland, showing everyone in the NBA that he is a point guard that you can build a playoff contender around, maybe the Cavs don't want to bring back a guy like Collin Sexton. And he is a restricted free agent, so the Knicks, if they sign him to an offer sheet, the Cavs would have about a week or so to match. But I think if you put enough dollars on that offer sheet, maybe close to the $25 million that you're trying to clear for Jalen Brunson, that would make the Cavs say, you know what, we're going to build with Garland. You guys can have Collin Sexton. But I'll ask you this question. Who would you rather have on the Knicks as the starting point guard next season? Would it be Jalen Brunson or Collin Sexton? Type JB for Brunson, CS for Collin Sexton. This will be the pinned comment in the comment section. So when you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down, reply, and by the time you scroll back up, we'll be discussing free agent target number 2. And that would be Tyus Jones for me. I think Tyus Jones is done with the Memphis Grizzlies, especially the way they address the point guard position in the NBA draft. And I love what Tyus Jones did with the Memphis Grizzlies last year. He played 20.4 minutes per night. The stats aren't that, eye-popping. You're not going to get excited and go talk to your wife after looking at Tyus Jones' stats. Only 8.2 points per game, 4.2 assists, 45% from the field, 36.8% from 3. A very efficient player. But when he played as a starter for the Memphis Grizzlies this past year in 23 games when Ja Morant was hurt, that's where we saw the type of player he could be, where he averaged 13 points per game and 7 assists and was extremely efficient, shooting 45% from the field and 40% from 3. Tyus Jones is one of the best true floor generals in the NBA. I saw a stat earlier today, and the last 23 games of the season, Tyus Jones had over 100 assists and less than 10 turnovers. He takes care of the ball. He's not going to turn it over. He knows how to get everybody involved. He's efficient, and he plays a winning brand of basketball. He knows how to win. He did it in college. He did it with the Memphis Grizzlies, and maybe he'll do it with the New York Knicks if the Knicks fail to land Jalen Brunson, or maybe they don't sign Jalen Brunson and they just go out and sign Tyus Jones in free agency. He's my backup plan, but I think he's a good person for the Knicks to target. Him and Emmanuel quickly could hold down that point guard spot for the years to come. Whether it's Tyus Jones, Collin Sexton, or Jalen Brunson, when the New York Knicks make a move in NBA free agency in a couple of days, we are going to be breaking it down on this channel. So hit that big red button if you want daily videos on the latest Knicks news and rumors and an immediate video once they make a move. Or like my producer Jeremy said, if you hate the Celtics and love the Knicks and love good pizza, then sub here because Boston, their pizza sucks. So hey, I'm subbing here. Hit that big red button. Free agent target number 3. We'll go away from the point guards for a second. What about Miles Bridges? Someone that wishes they were drafted by the New York Knicks. It seems like every time Miles Bridges plays in Madison Square Garden or plays against the New York Knicks, he plays with this aggression and chip on his shoulder like, yo, F you guys for not drafting me. I'm going to make you look stupid. And he's done that more times than not. And the latest rumors are the Charlotte Hornets are not going to be willing to match a max offer contract sheet for Bridges in free agency. This is what Shams had to say on the subject. He said, excuse me, rival executives expect Hornets restricted free agent Miles Bridges to command a maximum or near max deal in July, and sources said there's hesitancy from Charlotte to match a max sheet. Bridges had a breakout season in 2021 and 2022. And in a league that saw wings such as Golden State's Andrew Wiggins, Jason Tatum, and Jalen Brown have game-changing impacts on a run to the NBA Finals, Bridges' two-way ability on the wing has become incredibly valued towards winning. I love the way Miles Bridges plays basketball. He's aggressive, he likes to get downhill, and he plays the game his way. He dictates the pace that he plays with. It doesn't matter what the score of the game is or who they're playing against. He just goes out there and gets bucket and plays basketball like I want New York Knicks players to do so. He balled out this past season, averaging north of 20 points per game and 7 rebounds and 4 assists, 49% from the field, 33% from three. If Bridges can become a knockdown shooter from three or average, shoot about 35, 36% from three, he will be a perennial all-star player and has all NBA type potential. And I think a front court duo, if you had RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, and Miles Bridges, that's a threesome that I think you could build around for a long time. I'm a big fan of Bridges, and I'd love to see him in the blue and orange coming up for the very soon future. If you want to find out where Miles Bridges is going to sign an NBA free agency, tune in to Chat Sports live coverage of free agency. We're going to be live every single day starting on June 30th, a couple of hours before the window opens. So join us there. Subscribe. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. We just crossed over 300,000 subscribers over there. Now we're trying to get to 400,000. So if you haven't yet, subscribe. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. What about another restricted free agent option at the point guard spot? A name that I haven't seen too many people talking about, but what I saw from Anthony Simons when he took over as the starting point guard in Portland for the Trailblazers this past season, when Damian Lillard went down with that injury, Simons showed that he's a bucket getter. He's someone that you can build around for the long haul. He's young, and he's still someone that I feel like is just reaching his potential. In the past, it was at the end, the final 35 games of the NBA season for Simons when he fully became the starting point guard. He showed everyone in the NBA he's a name that you should remember. He averaged 21 points per game, 5 assists, and was extremely efficient. Shot 44% from the deck and almost 42% from three. Simons reminds me of a Dollar General or an off-brand Damian Lillard. And that's a great compliment because Dame Lillard's one of the best players to ever touch a basketball. They don't call him Logo Lillard for nothing. But Simons is a microwave just like that. He can score from all three levels. He can put it on the deck. He can blow right past you with his athleticism. Him in the Garden with Quickly, RJ Barrett, and Obi Toppin would be a young core that I would love to see play for the blue and orange. It's just all about if Portland is going to match the max offer sheet or maybe a $20 to $25 million offer that he might get in free agency. If Portland wants him back, they can have him back. It's just going to matter how much he actually signs for. What about this, though? Would you rather have Tyus Jones or Anthony Simons as the point guard for the Knicks going forward? Quick and easy question. Type TJ for Tyus Jones, or you can go down and type AS for Anthony Simons. What about a guy, if you go out and sign Jalen Brunson, excuse me, I thought I was going to cough there. If you go out and sign Jalen Brunson, Malik Monk is a guy I think you could pair with him. Because as we've seen the past couple of years, the thing that has been handicapping the New York Knicks is their inability to shoot consistently from beyond the three-point arc. And Malik Monk is one of the best shooters in the NBA, and he showed that last year in the purple and gold. Shot almost 40% from three. He can put it on the deck and score at all three levels. In the mid-range, he can create his shot. He reminds me of a Lou Williams type of player, 13 points per game and 46% from the field. Malik Monk is someone that you could pair alongside Brunson. and R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. He could come off the bench, and you could have a super sub with him and Quickly if you do bring in Brunson. Or if you don't bring in Brunson, I'd still be down to go sign Malik Monk to that mid-level exception we have, which is about $11.5 million. I like Monk. I don't care if we get Brunson or somebody else. Monk is someone I would like to see on this team and light up the Garden. He was someone I wanted the Knicks to draft over Frank Ntilikina. We already had Ntilikina. We had Dennis Smith Jr. I think it's now time for the Knicks to try out Malik Monk. If you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. So type real one in the comment section, because I like to, go down in the comments and be like, yo, I see his comment all the time. He looks new to the channel. I don't see his comment, but I want to know who finished today's video. Type real one if you made it to the very end.